Let's get it. I'm trying to put money in your pocket, that crypto wallet, that bing bada bing ching ching big profit. Even when the market's sideways, I'm looking for ways to get paid. I'm checking my coins around breakfast, then again around bedtime. Bet this, it's not financial advice, but I'm always right. 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 I'm always right.
What is going on, true believers? I hope you're having a great morning. My name is Bleaves, and guess what? Camera issues. None of my cameras are working this morning. Everything is all weirded out, and I can't get it working. So we're gonna do this today to the best of our ability. Try to figure out exactly what it is, and I don't know exactly what happened. But you know what I mean? Anyway, so that's what we'll do today. We'll try to figure this out, as I go. And, you can see like that green halo behind me. I have the green screen. Everything is the same. The colors, I'm using a different camera. Everything seems to be like washed out. It was, and it works, by the way, for recording. I recorded a video this morning, so I may have to just end StreamYard and cancel the subscription because I don't think it's worth it anymore. It's, every day there seems to be some new drama involving StreamYard that just isn't conducive. So we'll see what happens. But the state of the crypto economy is just out of control, man. Like, it's feeling like we are just, a step away from just a parabolic move. Okay. All of the pieces are lining up. We're going to look at the pieces and, let's see if we come to an accord and we figure out that, yeah, you know what, it looks like that. Make sure you hit the like button on the way in, and let's kick it off with your chat bobels. And it's really just kind of sideways action right now. You can see a little bit of a bubbling sort of feeling there, but it's everything at 1%. These are not gigantic gains. These are just, okay sort of moves. Hex, the big breakout for the day, and that's not going to sustain itself. It's Hex. I mean, like, Jesus Christ, that's not going to work. And everything, excuse me, everything has changed about my screen in the last, son of a bitch. You know what? I think I know what it was. Let me see if I figure this out. Boom, boom. Yes, 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 and yes, and yes, and yes, and here, and then here, and here, and here, and here, and then boom, and then boom. Taking a shot in the dark here that I may be fixing all of my shit here. All right, so there we go. All right, now we got it fixed. Oh my God, what a day. What a fucking day, man. So anyway, Hex up 11%, M out of nowhere up 132. This is Meme Core, 248 million market cap. Went from 6 cents a day ago to 20 cents now. Massive move right there. Hopefully you got some of that. Solo launch coin wrecked up 13%. Again, EHEX, we're seeing a little move there. BBT, little move there. Inc, a little move there. We've got Game down 11%. Nothing really lighting it up. Somebody was just talking about Devve. I don't see Devve in anything, so I don't think it's pumping any at all. So, whatever. Fear and greed index at 73 right now, which means that we are in a heated state, and it probably reeks of continuation. We've had a little sideways action on outflow from exchanges, which actually it's not a bad or good sign. It's just a sign It doesn't mean anything bad, to be fair. Like it's, but it also doesn't mean that everything's great. Now, here we are. This is the largest monthly close in the history of Bitcoin, and that was 109,200. That candle close came in not that long ago, less than 24 hours. So, and that was a weekly close, by the way. If you look at it from this context right here, and you look at your Bitcoin right here, weekly close, there it is right there. The highest weekly close of all time, which means most likely we're looking at another leg up. Now, could we come down for a correction? Yes, that's part of it. We're not, it's not up only. So there will be some profit taking along the way. There will be people who are selling. And, look, sometime this month, I think Bitcoin is going to run up to about 125,000. And then we're going to see at least a mini altcoin season yet again. So if you just have a little bit more patience, and by the way, I'm predicting, I'm guessing what's going to happen in the market. I'm not sure that I'm going to have that right. So, maybe it will happen, maybe it won't happen. I'm just trying to mess around with my settings here and figure out which ones are which. All right. So Devve roadmap and website this month. Yes, I am not a fan of what happened over the last couple of days with Devve. If you guys are wondering exactly what did happen with Devve, you can go into their official group right here. And I think it was Ledge kind of got ahead of himself and said that they would have it out Monday. Okay, so if you come up here, so the Devve announcement here, and this announcement date right here was June 30th. Okay, so this is June 30th. Our technical roadmap is generally finalized and ready to publish. However, we're coordinating its release with one outstanding confirmation, an item we anticipate finalizing within the week. We'll issue the roadmap as soon as the detail is confirmed. So they said within the week, they anticipated. It didn't happen. And when it didn't happen, of course, what does that lead to? That leads to sell-off. So what did we get? Well, looking at Devve, we had a little bit of sell-off. We had a move in anticipation. Again, we had a nice weekly candle, and we had a break back above, is what you would call it. We had a break back above, and we went to 60 cents right there, a little over 60 cents in anticipation. And then as the days progressed, guess what we got? Nothing. And then nothing, and then nothing, and then nothing, and then nothing. And in fact, not only were we getting nothing, we got silence from the team, and not a, hey, we got ahead of ourselves or anything like that. No accountability, no responsibility publicly. Now, the other part to that is that could mean that they're about to make a shocking and crazy announcement. Who knows? So I don't know. All right. I don't know. Also, if you haven't already, we're going to be making a video today on Jeff K. For those of you that don't know, Jeff Karadikas, he launched Tima. He launched Puff. We made a bunch of money off of Tima. We made a bunch of money off of Puff. But Jeff K is, you know what? Wait for the video when it comes out. You'll see it. We're going to have a little fun with it. Jeff, that's Farmer Jeff, in case you guys are wondering. That's Farmer Jeff. So we're going to see what they say about Farmer Jeff. That's going to be kind of interesting. By the way, if you're not a member of the channel, what are you doing with your life? I give you secret calls like Jeff K and stuff like that in the private chat. It's only $5 a month. Become a member and get rewarded today. All right, because we're going to be calling some more. Anyway, let's continue on. Devve, again, we don't have any update here, but what we got here, we've got them updating that, 2-day settlement times for a stock trade, prehistoric, same day, okay, but why wait? With Dev Exchange, it's automatic and instantaneous settlement. It's a big selling point. Listen, that's not a big selling point, by the way, for you and me. I don't give a shit. You know what I mean? A few seconds, I don't mind waiting, stuff like that. But TradFi, they want their settlements done immediately, and that's where that's where Devve comes in, and that's where Devve makes this a paradigm shift in the way that we are doing business. And this is what's been needed for a long period of time, which is why they have partnered with a major TradFi institution. And we should see something fantastic come out of it. Now, will it happen? I don't know. I would like to think that it would. I would like to feel that way, but I mean, you never know. You really don't. You know, the hard part about it all is that you never know. You know what I mean? So, I mean, the best I can say is we'll see. Now, I like the project. I want the project to be successful. I'm a major investor in the project, so I want to see all the success possible with Devve. I just, you know, like, when are we going to see that happen? Really is the case. I mean, that's, you know, I'm messing around with some of the backgrounds over here just to make one that's fun. Ah, there we go. Like that one. So there we go. Yeah. Anyway, so Dev Exchange, if you haven't already, now Roger is back. So Blocky is getting ready for another surge. 28 minutes ago, big city vibes. Now, if you don't know, Roger, the developer, was on vacation, went to, I want to say Roatan, and had a good time and just kind of took a week off. And here we are. So there's going to be another big move coming from Blocky. I would expect and anticipate seeing something news-wise about it over the next week or so. You probably end up seeing something out here happen. And then when it happens, it'll go wham, crazy. Also, CC Coin, if you haven't already, get yourself some CC Coin. The ecosystem is right there. You should pin this up. I mean, basically, this is your actual pin-up model of CC. Gives you all you need to know about where your coins go, where the tokens are, how the ecosystem works, and yeah, I mean, it even gives you your revenue flows, gives you your pairings, gives you what you need to know about the CC ecosystem. If you haven't already, get signed up at Terra Casino. Friday, we gave away $1,000 on Friday. Now, I think we ended up giving away $800 because 2 people didn't have wallets attached to their account. Well, it's $700 because 2 people had wallets attached to their account, and 1 person, the name is somehow misspelled. I don't know if capitalism matters. They're actually looking into it right now. I don't have an answer for it yet. Yeah, I don't have an answer for it yet, but as soon as we find out, everybody will get theirs. All right. Also, all of the CC coins have been distributed as well. So go to Terra Casino, sign up today. And if you want to get rich, then you know what it is, guys. I can't explain it to you any better than this. There is a Believe meme coin. Believe meme coin is available on the Terra Luna Classic chain. Believe in Lunk, and there it is right there. You can sign up today. You can start trading today. And yeah, there's your opportunity, man. There is generational wealth right there for you on the Believes meme coin. I'm just kidding, by the way. It's an entirely speculative asset I'm not doing shit with. So have fun if there's fun to be had. Now, bull market signal indicators. There are no bull market signal indicators. Liquidity, we're down towards the bottom. So I would expect to see probably some dips coming down into that lower range right there. That looks like the easiest path. You can see just in the market right now, they're pushing down, pushing down, pushing down. And we're going to talk in the next couple of days about some of the indicators, the key indicators, and why they matter. And get maybe a better idea of what we're looking for. What we want to be is we want to be more informed investors. We want to be more informed, and we want to know exactly what it is that's going on. So I think that, and by the way, I think that's actually a great concept. I think we should be doing that. So yeah, let's see what happens. But I would like to see a move down here a little bit, and then that's when we get that big move. Now, of course, once we get up into that 112,000, then we're going into price discovery. The last time Bitcoin hit price discovery, that's the question. When did we hit price discovery? That was off of boom, 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 boom. So we hit price discovery right over here at, what is that, 109,000. It pushed up to 112. That doesn't seem like a lot, right? But when we hit price discovery over here, it broke out. Roy G says, is Jeff K the guy that unfollowed you? Yeah, that's him. Yeah, that's him. And by the way, I don't really care. It doesn't really matter. Anyway, so price discovery went crazy over here. we're kind of consolidating in that 110, 112,000 range. I get a sense here that it's almost time for that next leg up. And that next leg up, when we look at it from a percentage point, if we just considered where the top was over here and where we settled within, was that 28 days? So within 28, maybe 40 days, 46%. So if we got a move that was 46% off of the top of the range that we were in right now, we're not even ready for that move. I don't think so anyway. 46% would be 163. Like this would be the bull run right here. This 163,000, that would be the bull run. That's exactly where we thought, or at least where I thought cycle top was going to be, 173,000. Okay. So, yeah, there is a real possibility, a real strong possibility over the next 2 to 3 months, this thing is going to really start to break out. Why it's happening in July, not really. There's a lot of people out right now, so I don't know if that's really something that it doesn't make a lot of sense to me. But hey, you know what? I don't care. As long as it happens and as long as we all get rich, that's the important part, right? So I would be looking for a move coming up very, very soon. Now, as far as meme coins go, you've got Moon up 40% on the day. You've got Blocky that's up 25% on the day. You've got WeSold that's up 20% on the day. You've got the whole Roger ecosystem starting to bubble a little bit. WeSold, they were supposed to start a marketing campaign. I'm not sure if they do or not. I'm not sure exactly what they're doing with that. But if they do, and I mean, look, just imagine they get the liquidity right now that something like Blocky has. You're talking about 10x. You know what I mean? And by the way, just so you guys understand, and it's not me, it's Elon, right? Taco chickened out again. July 9th is no longer the end of remember, by July 9th, we were going to have 90 deals in 90 days. We have 3, and only one of them has actually been signed and started. So out of 90 days, 90 deals in 90 days, we have 1 deal, 2 with no wet ink on them, but should be finalized. And everybody else, they didn't come to the table. So it's an interesting time. I do think that a lot of them we'll start to see some dominoes fall. Game theory will play out. And that would be a really cool thing to see. You know, China actually signing that deal and getting started there would be a great sign. And then the European Union, maybe. Great Britain, India, we should see something big come out of there. Japan, we should see the trade deal there finalized. I think that's the one. Actually, that might be the one that was finalized. That might be the one with the wet ink signature on it. But there's only 3. So it's been extended until August 1st. That's Taco blinking. Like, you know, hold fast. And yeah, so a lot of talk, not a lot of action. We need to see. What we need to see is the action. By the way, I'm not telling you I want the economy to tank. I'm sure that if we were to do this with the tariffs, that the economy is going to go in the shitter. I'm sure of that. I understand the potential exists for that to happen. I understand that it is a possibility. Okay. That being said, I don't care. I do not care. What I want to see is I want to see it finally play out in a real positive sort of way. Like I want to see, I want to see some finality to it. And if we see that, then the next step is incredible moves for the entire market. Remember, liquidity is still pouring in. And by the way, the tariffs are holding up a little bit. They're not holding up everything. They're not holding up everything. All right. So anyway, let's move on. Puff is up 15% on the day. Again, I gave you that call again at 20.15. I do think that little Puff is about to have another big move. Jeff, I'm going to get after it. We got Winecoin breaking out another 20%. Guys, Winecoin, like to me, feels like that one that just won't stop. Okay. I'm not saying that it will. All right. But it feels like to me that we're going to have a crazy move. By the way, we're talking about a minor cap. Okay. We're not even talking about a major cap in any way. All right. So Winecoin looks like this right now, and it just keeps moving from here's the low over here. Like when you just kind of base it on that, it keeps moving, keeps moving, keeps moving, keeps moving, keeps moving. So I think it's going to run up here pretty soon, and we probably see it go to 500,000 market cap, which is about 3x. There's no huge money in that, by the way. To really get into a territory in which we get some huge money out of Winecoin, I would say a 10 million market cap would be necessary. But they keep putting in work. So I got a feeling that, something will happen on Winecoin at some point, or they're just going to give up. I don't know. I don't know. It just looks to me like it wants to keep going. All right. Now, you do have to deal with this right there. You're going to need a break above that range. But if it does break out, then you could, 500,000 market cap again very, very quickly is what I could see happening. So I'd be watching for Winecoin to have a move as well. Moonpig, it's up 11% on the day. So shout out to that. Moonshot has been disappointing. Moonshot, however, Moonshot is another Jeff project, by the way, allegedly. Now, if it is, put $75 in. That $75 is right now. I want to say when I got into this, I got in at, I'm going to say about 97,000 market cap, right where it is right now. So it's at 70. So my 75 is probably $50. I'm at a guess. I'll let you know. But I keep getting rumors that Moonshot might have a crazy little turnaround. Okay. And I don't know that that's going to be the case. I don't know that that will be the case. I'm just saying right now, it looks like there is a potential. And where am I? Now I'm curious. Yeah, it's $50. So maybe, just maybe, it's going to take off. If it does, if it gets up, look, if it gets up into this range over here, if it gets up into what it did here the other day, if it just does that again, then, we're good to go. If it does more, if it breaks, and by the way, if you look at the trend line right there, like it broke out of the trend line when, no matter how you look at it, it just kind of seems like there might be an opportunity for it to break out. So we'll see whether it does or not. Okay. And by the way, it's got more volume than Winecoin. So, we could see a nice little breakout here. OM wants to move. OM, by the way, is wanting to move, keeps accumulating in this range for another shot up. Every time it starts to hit just a little bit, you can see it right now. Every time you get a move, you get a massive sell-off. Okay. What does that mean? Well, that means that new buyers keep stepping in and existing sellers keep leaving in this range. If this range doesn't hold and we don't come up to, I want to say about this range right here in that 270 sort of range, 290, maybe 300 million market cap. If we don't get a move into this sort of range right there, then there will be a dump. There's going to 100% be a massive dump here. You're going to have to start making a move upwards, or it is on its way down. Okay. That's just, that's just the nature of it. And this is taking longer than Solana did, by the way. When Solana moved and when it finally moved and that upside momentum really took off on Solana, then it got crazy. And over, 6 months, Solana went from $8 to like $300. Okay. So that's, what is that? 30x, 40, almost 40x. It's possible that OM could do, I don't think it'd do 40x, but because that'd be $8. That would actually be at or near the high that it was at not that long ago, though. Like that's where it gets interesting, is that, the top of it over here was about $9.50. So if Mantra gets off and does what it should do, then you could be looking at a 40x breakout, and that's just a quick a quick 40 grand. You know what I mean? So possibility certainly exists. I would suspect that there's going to be a massive amount of sell-off at about $3, at like $3, $3.20, $3 to $4. There's a kind of a box sort of range right there that just when you look at it, you're like, oh yeah, that's and that's going to be here to here. Like that little range right there, that's probably going to be real tough. And that goes from like 331 to about 450, maybe a little bit less, probably at $4. Yeah, about $4. So from $3 to $4, it can be a lot of fighting right in that range. By the way, when you look at it, like you can see here, like there's so much trade volume right there that you can't help but get tripped up in that range. So if that were to happen, though, I would take my money out and I would be off the table. I would then try to, once if it goes up here, by the way, if we get a surge and it goes to $3, then I'm selling everything. And then I'll just give you guys the idea here. I would sell everything and I would set a buy order at $1.60. Okay. And that would be because this is obviously not going to hold. You're not going to just surge right back through there and go right back up to the top. It doesn't work that way. You would come back to a point of accumulation, which could be right there. So in the event that there's a surge, then my immediate action here would be to sell when we get to about $3 and then just set a buy order to buy right there. That to me makes the most sense. So that's what I'm looking for to happen on OM. So we'll see how that plays out. Volt continues its precipitous decline. I'm getting a lot of it's going to break out. We're going to have a big breakout. The moment's coming, blah, 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 blah. But we're saying that about everything, really. So is that moment coming? Probably. When we least expect it. I don't know when. Fingers crossed that I know, but I don't. API 3, same thing. Devve, same thing. Everybody, we're just kind of waiting for a breakout. And then when we get, then we get a move here. We get Moon right here, 79%. Just now it's starting to break out, starting to have a nice little run. How high can it go? Well, it's a micro cap. So, it's 67,000 market cap with 41K in liquidity. So, a little bit more money in it. And then all of a sudden this thing goes to $1 million market cap. 20x, something like that. That's not a big one. You know what I mean? So, we'll see what happens. I really don't know. I really don't know. But since we're having camera issues, difficulties and stuff like that, we're going to cut this short today and we're just going to wish everybody a good day. I'm going to get to work on trying to fix whatever's going on here because it is ridiculous. I don't even know. I think it's StreamYard. If it's StreamYard, then I got to set up a whole new way to do this. They need an option to skip that ghetto music at the start of fast forward. Just slide. Use your slider down at the bottom and slide through. And if you don't like my music, that's lame. That's lame. I worked so, not really hard, but on that to not write any of the lyrics and not do any, whatever, man. I'm not gay, you're gay. Anyway, all right, that's the time, guys. We're going to take that. We're going to take this as a half day. This is going to be my July 4th. So we'll talk to you soon. It's not financial advice, but I'm always right. You guys stay safe, and we'll see you tomorrow.